morning, YouTube. This is my first walk around video, so if y'all get to bear with me. This is the new 2020 Can-Am Defender Lone Star Edition. Just picked it up yesterday. I'm going to do a little bit of a video before we get some stuff going on. This is completely bone stock as far as they come. For some of you, this might be a little repetitive if you know the 19s or with Defenders at all. Starting at the front, you have your bumper with the 4,500 pound winch. I personally think it's kind of cheap that Can-Am always puts the cable on their winches instead of giving us rope, but what it comes with. The hood flap, I believe, is the same. Just pops open, I believe. Yeah, locks open like that. You got a little battery compartment here, the toolkit, the Quick Connects for accessory. I'm sorry, Quick Connects. The plug-ins for accessories or whatnot you want right here. It's easier access, and I guess that way it's not directly connected to the battery. Got to kind of manhandle it back on there. The front end now supposedly comes off a lot easier, so that way it's easier to clean out the radiator. That's a nice feature. The rims, I like the rims a lot on these. Very pretty. They match the little bit. It's much lighter silver, so you don't have this dark gray. I'd almost resemble it to like a metallic version of that Destroyer gray everyone likes so much. Of course, these nets that I don't think anybody ever really keeps. I do like them better than the Polaris ones because you don't have to lock in that little bottom piece every time and fight it. Like I said, the tires, they bumped them up to 28, so this thing has 13 inches of ground clearance now. Of course, we have our Lone Star embroidered seats, your easy removable toolbox. All of the seats, per usual, now flip up to reveal storage. Except for the driver's seat now. The driver's seat now slides. The driver's seat is no longer a flip up. Because on these, if you look underneath here, there's a handle, and it's now slides. I would have rathered personally the flip up seat, but that's because I'm 6'5", and so the extra sliding forward room doesn't do me any good. They now have a new display. There's this new D-pad over here. You have your tripometer that changes trip A, trip B, hours, and total miles. You got the right menu pad and the drive mode. The drive mode will show up here. Right now it's in, I guess you call it normal, they don't call it sport. And then you've got work mode, and then eco. There's one more time, and it just calls it eco off. The menu down here changes RPM. You got speed stats for your average and your max. You can actually set that. Engine temperature, numerical. Battery voltage, I think it's really neat that it comes with that. We're sitting at 12.6 with just the key on, engine off. And then the settings, and then you go back to the RPM. The Diff Lock, you can see the Diff Lock is on. It does that whenever you put it into park. I don't know if it'll do it while I have it off. Yeah, see, now it just turned off. I guess that's sort of a extra parking gear that they put into it on top of the already actual parking gear. You press this, it's got a little lever right here with teeth on top of it. You'll push the brake down and lift that up, and that locks it. And then of course to unlock it, you'll just press the brake down, it'll fall, and you're good to go. Now you got your off, low, high beam switch, winch, more storage, compartments down here. Pretty nice leg room. Like I said before, I'm pretty tall, and so the Ranger that we had before, he pretty much was a guaranteed knee buster, especially for whoever rode in the middle, because where there's shifters at down here. That's good for short people, but for us taller folk, we do appreciate the room. These cup holders, I need to find out. Okay, these do remove somehow, one way or another. Let's see if I can, because they are tight enough to fit your standard Yeti cup, the 32 or 40 ounce, whatever they are. They do fit in here. They just don't go all the way to the bottom, and they're snug, which I don't mind, versus it rattling around. But so that is nice. You actually have a cup, because again, our other Ranger did not fit those. Of course, you've got your back seat here, where all the seats flip up and get what we call our forward cab, where you get all that nice floor space. And then of course all of the buckets that fit underneath the driver's seat usually will also fit back here. Slide them down. Got a nice handle for them back here. There's some nets that go right here. Get some storage for the people in the back, one on each side. Of course, the other flip down, like I had earlier mentioned. And so like I said, I don't mind these nets as much. Still probably won't keep them on there, but here we are anyway. Here's the back side of the vehicle. Another Lone Star emblem there. Nice door, or tailgate, sorry. It's not real heavy, and it's super smooth. Guess we'll see how long that lasts. Of course, you've got your tie downs here, spots for your buckets. Of course, all of their quick link and slide in attachments here. Flip it up. Here is your screen for the belt intake. That pops off relatively easy. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm one-handed. You just spray that out, and that's your clutch cover. Here is the actual clutch cover for the belt. They got this little rubber on top for the Defender XMR add-on snorkels. If you wanted to do that, we will not, more than likely. And then over on the other side, oops, sorry. And then here's the belt exhaust. It shoots right onto the actual exhaust. Interesting design, but I don't necessarily see the harm in it. And then around the other side here, we've got the air filter. Snaps on with 3 little rings right here, or 3 little rings, sorry, clamps. Do that, and then of course the cover will slide off. Claps back on there real tight like. Overflow tubes here. I believe this one's for the fuel. And then the actual air intake is this guy right here. It's got an 10.6 gallon tank, I believe. There's this on this side over here. We're not super big fans of that because our truck fuel doors are on the left side, as I'm sure a lot of people's are. And so for us, that's just inconvenient. Of course, skid plate on this side as well. And I'm going to, oh right, I'm sorry, I skipped the roof here. Got the roof, comes with it. Not a huge fan of 2-piece plastic roofs like that, or I guess any plastic roof in general. It's just very cheesy to me. We've never had, used, kept a plastic roof before. We are going to give it a try, see how we like it. We are used to having heavy duty roofs that we can load a bunch of stuff on top of, light bars and all that good stuff. We will see how we like this one. The only advantage, for those of you who may not know this, to using the factory Can-Am roof is any accessories that they have that butt up to it fit perfectly with it versus having to do some sort of custom fab. They've got their speaker setup that goes up front, which I think mounts to this, so the roof might have anything to do with that. If you get their full front windshields, works with that. Their doors, if you get the doors, work with it. Rear windshields, the headache racks, and all of that work perfectly with this without causing any trouble of sorts. Now, I'm not saying all of the aftermarket ones will, because I do not know, but I do know that they do work ideally with this.